We are set to get underway here between the Coburg Force and Maccabi Canada in this loser's bracket game. Here, a couple of teams who were hoping to be on the other side of the draw, but a couple of losses in the early portion of this double knockout bracket have these two sides squaring off for the right to go on in this one. The Coburg Force, the home team in this one, as we look at their defensive lineup. Across the outfield, you have Pat Graham playing left and center. Dave Brownhill out and right is Steve Gillis. Across the infield, Ryan Thompson. Jeff Lane at shortstop. Second baseman, Scott LeBlanc. First baseman, Jeff Paulai. The battery, Matt Swift receiving Grant Patterson. And this one as your batting lineup for the Maccabi Canada team. Pat Shannon, Thomas Macchia, Jared Martin, your top three. Brad Rona, Dean Webster, Steve Cowan in the middle of the order. And Stephen Goldsmith, Darren Strang, and Rob Cooper rounding things out in the bottom third of the order. As we are set to go, Patterson versus Shannon to get things underway here. See Pat Shannon's unorthodox batting stance as that one fouled back into the catcher's chest protector for strike one. Shannon swinging a miss at that one down. He's behind 0-2 early as Thomas Macchia waiting on deck. Our umpiring duo, David Jackson behind the plate, Gary Johnson over on the bases in this one. Shannon fouls that one hard down the left side to keep the count 0-2. Probably not a position this Maccabi team thought they would be in here on the loser side, as they just weren't able to really get anything going against the Waterdown Hammer yesterday offensively. Losing that one 8-3. Is that one in for a ball? 1-2 now, the count to Shannon. And the Coburg Force lost a tough game against the Red Sox, who you just saw. Parksville winning a 9-7 shootout against that same Waterdown Hammer. Parksville off to the A final now. Waterdown now onto the loser side of the bracket, where they will have to play one of these teams later in the day potentially, as Shannon hits that one well. Going back, a line shot solo home run to get things underway for the New Zealand international. And Pat Shannon with the solo bomb has staked out Maccabi Canada to that 1-0 lead. Good job by Shannon, falling behind in the count there and finally working to get a pitch he could handle, and boy, did he handle that, as that one got out of here in a hurry. It's going to bring up Thomas Macchia. Another Kiwi at the top of the order here for Maccabi as he takes inside, spins out of the way of that one for ball one. Waiting on deck, Jared Martin. And just inside the dugout is Brad Rona. That one going to be flared up, out into right, but high enough for the right fielder to settle under that one. Nice catch out there by Steve Gillis for the first out of this first inning as Macchia goes down.
Designated player, number 38, Jared Martin.
It's going to bring up Jared Martin, the designated player. Takes ball down from Patterson. That one catches the outside corner, evens the count 1-1. Martin goes back up the middle for a solid single as he trots down to first base. As I'm sure we will see the designated runner coming in here, number 11, Mike Krestel. And that's going to bring up Big Brad Rona, another member of this Kiwi contingent here for Maccabi Canada. Team assembled by Conrad Margolis. Mixture of West Coast guys and New Zealand players, as time called there.
Batting now, number 35, Brad Rona.
Rona hits that one to shortstop. Slow roller just in time to get the designated runner as Rona down to first on the fielder's choice.
Third baseman, number 13, Dean Webster.
It's going to bring up Dean Webster, wearing number 13 here for Maccabi Canada. Takes that one high for ball one. That one in for a strike, evens the count 1-1. Patterson misses outside. 2-1 now the count. That's going to be hit through the hole. There's Dean Webster. Singles through the left side to keep this inning going here for Maccabi Canada. That'll bring up the second baseman, Steve Cowan.
Baseman, number 27, Steve Cowan.
Pours that drop ball in for a strike to start off Cowan. That one chopped up the middle. Patterson, nice snare there to flip over to his first baseman, Jeff Pauli. But the damage done as Pat Shannon leads off this one with a solo home run. We head to the bottom of the second inning. The Coburg Force trailing Canada Maccabi by a 1-0 score. We'll be right back here on Softball Premier TV for more Legends action here from the ISC World Tournament 2026.
Middle of the first inning, 1 run, 2 hit, no errors,
Play music.
2 left on base.
We head into the bottom of the first inning for our first look at the Coburg Force batting lineup. Groundhill, LeBlanc, and Lane are the first three, followed by Graham, Pauli, and Townsend in the middle. And at the bottom, Parsons, Gillis, and Swift. Defensively here for Canada Maccabi. Across the outfield, Darren Strang in left, Rob Cooper in center, Thomas Makia in right. Dean Webster, the third baseman. Stephen Goldsmith, the shortstop. Steve Cowan, the second baseman. And Brad Rona playing first. And your battery, Colin McKenzie. C-Mac taken on, being received there by Pat Shannon. He of the leadoff home run to get things going for Canada Maccabi. Dave Brownhill going to step in for his first trip, the center fielder for the Coburg Force, looking to get things going from the left side against Colin McKenzie. And you're going to see a lot of that pitch if you are the Coburg Force today. That hard rise is one of the weapons that McKenzie relies on. Another one swung on and missed. And if you're going to do that to the rise, you're going to see more of it as Brownhill quickly down in a 0-2 count. Three straight rise balls gets Brownhill swinging as he might be gripping the bat a little bit, trying to match his counterpart, Pat Shannon, in the leadoff spot, but cannot do so as he's down on strikes. That's going to bring up Scott LeBlanc.
Second baseman, number 10, Scott LeBlanc.
That one misses just outside. LeBlanc, the second baseman. That one going to be fouled off and out of play down the left side for strike one to even the count 1-1. As I mentioned, this Maccabi Canada team, a mixture of guys from BC, a few guys from Manitoba, as well as that four-pack of Kiwis at the top of the orders. That one going to be through out of the reach of Webster and Goldsmith over there. So the first hit goes to Scott LeBlanc here for the Force as they have a runner on in their half of the second inning.
Batting, number 14.
Ball called.
Jeff
That one
Lane.
misses just outside. Had a nice chat with C-Mac after his outing yesterday. Apparently got a couple texts, one from his son Josh, as I gave him a little shout out on the broadcast. And nice to know people are watching, especially all the way across the country out on the western side of things. Jeff Lane, the batter here with a 1-1 count for the Coburg Force. One away, one on for the home team here in the bottom of the first inning. That one down for ball two. It's a warm one here as you see Pat Shannon just taking off the mask and the sunglasses to wipe away a little bit of sweat. That one in there. Nice play by Brad Rona. Touches his base. Look to turn and make a throw, but ball just slipping away from him. Transfer, calls the umpire over there at first base, Gary Johnson, seeing the out. But as good as a sacrifice as LeBlanc goes to first.
Brad Graham.
Put a star next to one as that was a nice diving stab there by Rona for the second out. 26 degrees here in Glencoe. Feels like 32 with the humidity. And the humidity's no joke in Ontario. I stepped off the plane when I got to London and went, oh, okay. Not the same as back home when, 30 degrees is 30 degrees. That one poured in, low rise, good pitch from C-Mac. Here, there's always that extra layer. Good drop ball. That's going to be a tough play as that drops. Throw going to come in from Strang. Cut off. Over to 2. Not in time. So Pat Graham with an RBI single. Evens the score here as the Coburg Force make a statement. Hey, we're here to play too, guys.
First baseman, 22, Jeff Paulai.
It's going to bring up the first baseman, Jeff Paulai, for the Force in his first trip here. Number 5 hitter with 2 out and 1 on. First pitch strike there from C-Mac. That one misses inside. Evens the count 1-1. Chopped to the third baseman. Webster fires over, not in time. Oh, in time. Nice play. As Paulai unable to leg that one out. A real close play there. Webster throwing across his body to get the out. So we'll take another look at that. Webster still moving well. Couple of steps to get him. So another star, a couple good defensive plays there for Maccabi Canada as they surrender 1. We are tied through 1 complete here in Glencoe. You're watching ISC Legends action here from the World Tournament in 2026. We'll be right back. Stephen Goldsmith to lead things off here for Maccabi Canada. 7, 8, 9 due up in this inning for the team in red. That one poured in for strike 1 from Grant Patterson. Another one in there, strike 2. Quickly down on the count is Goldsmith 0-2. Little defensive swing there as he fouls that one off to the first base side. That one taken just off the plate for ball one. Sorry, ball two. 2-2 here. Takes another one. That one catching the corner for strike three. Goldsmith goes down looking for the first out here in the inning.
Left fielder, number 22, Darren Strang.
It's going to bring up Darren Strang for his first at-bat in this one. Strang usually pitches, but a bit of a depleted lineup here for Maccabi Canada. So he's in left field in this one. And that'll happen. Guys get banged up a little bit in a kind of condensed event like this. Strang swinging and missing at that one in the dirt. It looked like an off-speed pitch the way he was kind of down on his front foot there. 1-2 the count to Strang. He stands in with one away. That one going to be chopped to the shortstop. Lane can't handle that one as that slow chopper handcuffs him a little bit over there. So Strang's aboard here with one out. That'll bring up Rob Cooper looking to turn the order over.
Center fielder, 51, Rob Cooper.
Cooper lays down a good bunt. That one straight back to the pitcher. Gets him by a step. Sacrifice works to perfection. So two gone here, and that's going to bring us back to the top of the order to Patrick Shannon with a runner in scoring position.
Catcher, number 43, Pat Shannon.
So the High Road Excavating North Stars have taken their winners bracket matchup by a score of 7-0 over at Bear Creek, setting up a clash between a couple of teams from Western Canada in the A final as Shannon hits that one a mile in the air, but foul out of play. Shannon fell behind in his first at-bat, and we all remember how that one ended as he hit a laser beam out of the yard. Takes that change up for strike two. That one fouled up and out of play as Shannon goes battling here for the second at bat for him in this one. Waiting on deck, Thomas Makia. With two gone here in the top of the second inning. Takes that one. That's going to scoot away. Strang can't pull the trigger as he stays out there at second. That one inside to Shannon as he jumps out of the way to avoid being hit by that pitch. Get even the count 2-2, so another good battle here. Take another look at that one. Back to the action. 2-2 pitch here to Shannon. He's going to hit that. A slow chopper to third. Throw over just in time. Gets him to end the inning. So Shannon retired for the first time here on the ground out. We head to the bottom of the second inning. The Coburg Force tied here with the Maccabi Canada Legends. You're watching the ISC Legends tournament here on Softball Premier TV. Off to the bottom of the second, the Coburg Force held Maccabi Canada to no runs back there in the top of the inning.
Third baseman, number 11, Ryan Thompson.
So Ryan Thompson, the third baseman, going to get things underway here for Coburg as they look to add to their total. That one going to be popped into shallow left. Makia has a beat on it. Tracks it down for the first out of the inning. One pitch, one out. Nice efficiency by C-Mac.
Designated player, number 33, Lenny Parsons.
That'll bring up Lenny Parsons, the designated player. His first look at C-Mac in this one. Pours that one across for a strike. Hard rise ball from McKenzie there. Swing and a miss. McKenzie up 0-2. That one fouled off down the left side, out of play as Webster tracks it as far as he can. Ball quickly comes back. C-Mac, another one of those guys who is particular about his ball. That one just missing outside as C-Mac nailed the target. Shannon just setting up off the plate, trying to get a swing there. That one riding inside on Parsons. Evens the count 2-2. Parsons just going to step out. Take a second to gather his thoughts before digging back in. Little change of pace, that's fouled down the right side as just out of the reach of Brad Rona. Just getting a little bit of inside information from one of the ISC commissioners here, Richard Haldane, telling me that in that North Stars game that they just won 7-0 on the other side of the winner's bracket. The pitcher for the North Stars, Balazzo, threw a perfect game against the all-seasons Patriots. Incredible outing from him. That one going to be flared into foul territory. Strang can't quite get there as this at-bat continues. Good job by Lenny Parsons up there to foul off some pitches. Rise ball just misses wide. Lenny Parsons earns himself a walk as he is the first base runner here. We're going to see a designated runner coming in. Scott Perry scooting over to
Number 18,
first
Steve
base
Gillis.
in place of Parsons, and that's going to bring up Steve Gillis. Gillis, the right fielder for Coburg. Takes one down from McKenzie for ball one. Checks his swing. Umpire says no out on the base pass. 2-0 the count. That one catches the outside corner. Strike one. Drop ball in for strike two. As our home plate umpire pops down the first base side to just have some words with the Coburg Force dugout. 2-2 the count. Another one fouled up and out of play by Gillis. He remains alive here in this at bat. Good drop ball there, but just getting a piece is Gillis to stay alive. Little smile there from McKenzie. As batter or pitcher, these are the ones you want to win here. Rise ball outside. Runs the count full 3-2. Time call here is Shannon just going to go have a quick conversation with his pitcher. Full count here to Steve Gillis. That one on the outside corner. Gillis goes down looking. Second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Matt Swift. That'll bring up the catcher, Matt Swift. As he sheds his leg pads and stands in for the first time this afternoon.
Catcher, number 7, Matt Swift.
Strike one to the catcher, Swift. Takes that one down, evens the count 1-1. That one going to be flared out to right. Maccabi got a beat on it. He's going to track that one down for the third out of the inning. So a walk to Parsons is erased as McKenzie gets a couple of pop-outs and a strikeout as we see the final out there. Maccabi tracking that one down and put it in his back pocket. We're off to the top of the third. The game tied 1-1 between the Coburg Force and Maccabi Canada. You're watching ISC Legends action here from the park in Glencoe. An update from JDP First Energy Fields as the Bear Creek Express keep their tournament alive with a 6-4 victory over the Kegel Black Knights. That's going to bring up the number 2 hitter for Maccabi Canada, Thomas Macchia. Macchia 0 for 1 in this one. He had a fly out to right field in his first at bat. Takes strike one from Grant Patterson as Patterson settles in here for his third inning of work. That one taken outside. Strike two. That one well outside. Little offering from Patterson to see if he could induce a swing from Macchia, but he sees it well up there. It's interesting watching some of these guys with their cues for themselves. Thomas Macchia with a little touch of his back shoulder when he's up there as he takes that one high. Ducks underneath that rise ball for ball 2, evens the count 2-2. Just watch him get up there. There's that little touch of the shoulder. It's maybe a quick reminder, hey, keep the bat back, keep the hands back. Get through the ball here. Fouled away on the off-speed pitch. Macchia stays alive here, 2-2. And that one shot through the right side for a single for Macchia, as he's aboard here as the leadoff hitter. That's going to bring up Jared Martin. So you see some of the other Kiwis here, including Pitterona. Going to watch his dad bat.
Designated player, number 38, Jared Martin.
Cool opportunity for these young guys who would have grown up at the park maybe watching their dads play, but now as adults getting to see them trotted out there. That one looks like it got Martin on the forearm. Foul ball called. You might see an appeal there just to see if the base umpire saw something, and we will. As that one off the forearm of Macchia. You can leave the bat out there as long as you don't try to bunt that. Doesn't look like the umpire is going to change his call there, so that one ruled a foul ball. On the count here to Martin. Swing and a miss. That one off the plate outside. Martin down in a hole here, 0-2. Chopped to third base. Nice pick. Throw over is going to get Martin as he slides in hard. For the first out, Martin aboard at first. We're going to see the designated runner come out.
Brad Rona.
Brad Rona now the batter. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. Takes that one for ball 2. That one going to be hit high out into left, tracking back. Play made there by Pat Graham. Second out of the inning as the runner tagging from first.
Third baseman, 13, Dean Webster.
It's going to bring up Dean Webster. And that one going to be into the gap. Runner coming around to score. Webster trotting into second base with an RBI double. So Jared Martin's spot comes in to score. Dean Webster gets the job done. And that's going to bring up Steve Cowan, the second baseman.
Number 27, Steve Cowan.
First pitch to Cowan, in for a strike. That one going to be chopped to the pitcher through the wickets, and Cowan down to first. So a tough play for Grant Patterson as he can't get down to make that play.
Shortstop, number 9.
Webster to third.
Stephen Goldsmith.
That'll bring up Stephen Goldsmith with another run just 60 feet away here. Runners on the corners for Maccabi Canada. Takes strike one. Goldsmith not agreeing with that one as he shakes his head before digging back in. That one chopped up the middle, going to be a tough play for Lane as he bobbles, unable to get him. The run comes across to score, so Webster in to score. As Maccabi Canada now leading 3-1 here in the top of the third inning, with 2 on, and Darren Strang the batter. Takes ball one, high and outside.
Number 22, Darren Strang.
That one misses outside. 2-0 now the count to Strang. Inside, that's going to be ball 4 to Strang. That loads the bases here for Maccabi Canada. And time going to be called as Scott Perry going to come out of the dugout just to have a chat with his pitcher, maybe settle things down out there. Big spot here is the number 9 hitter, Rob Cooper, coming to the plate. And no, not just a meeting, as we are going to see a pitching change here. As Don Scott comes out into the circle, Grant Patterson's afternoon is done. We're going to step away, take a quick break. We'll be right back after these warm-up pitches. You're watching the ISC World Tournament here on Softball Premier TV. Don Scott on the pitch here for the Coburg Force,
Cooper.
as there are 2 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Maccabi Canada Legends threatening here, though, as the number 9 hitter Cooper in. He takes high for ball 1. Swing and a miss from Cooper there, evens the count 1-1. Trying to turn the order over here for Pat Shannon, who waits on deck. That one flared foul out of play down the left side, as Cooper in a hole here, 1-2. Catches the outside corner to get Cooper looking. The threat ended, but not before Maccabi Canada add 2 more. We are off to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-1 the score here from Glencoe at the ISC Legends portion of the World Tournament 2026. You're watching live on Softball Premier TV. Back to the top of the shop here for the Force as Dave Brownhill comes up to lead things off in the 3rd inning. Colin McKenzie staked out to a lead here. Pours that rise ball across on the outer half for strike 1. That one chopped to the shortstop. Going to be a tough play. Speedy. Brownhill retired there, as Jared Martin over there now playing first base, as Brad Rona getting a little break, I guess. Nice play there by Goldschmidt for the 6-3 putout. And that'll bring up Scott LeBlanc, who singled and scored back in the 1st. McKenzie with the rise on the outside corner. And as I kind of mentioned earlier in the show, once he establishes that, you can expect him to go higher and harder. Again, all really depending on what Pat Shannon's calling. I would guess McKenzie's not going to shake off Shannon too often. Little change of pace, that's going to be flared. Shannon can't get there as that pops right off the top of the fence. Looked like that could stay in play, but it, again, what are the odds it hits the top of this backstop? First time we've seen that here all week. Hit his spot on the outside corner, but just off the plate. Outside, runs the count even, 2-2. Just had to double check. Looks like the Anoka brothers have joined Pittarona here to watch some of these. Don't want to call them old guys, that just feels wrong, but some of these legends out here. As they take on the Coburg Force, looking to advance in this tournament. In a good spot here, up 3-1 to the Force with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Count full to Scott LeBlanc. Chops that one up the middle. C-Mac tries to barehand it, can't get to it. Good piece of hitting there from LeBlanc, who chops it up the middle. His second knock of the game. He seems to be seeing it well in the 2 spot.
Jeff Lane.
It's going to bring up Jeff Lane, as he had one taken away from him by Brad Rona back in the first. Taken outside, even to count 1-1. Good pitch there from C-Mac, catches the outside corner, gonna even things, or sorry, he goes ahead here. 1-2 to Jeff Lane, the number 3 hitter. Chop to the first baseman. Martin, a throw down. Not going to be in time. As time's called, looks like we have an injury down there. As Scott LeBlanc went into second base hard. So the ground out and Maki the throw down, and Lane just kind of catching an edge, not the right phrase, but spiked the ground a little bit and took a hard tumble, as he's going to be okay. Scarier than it looked, or looked scarier than it really was, as he just tests that knee out. Designated runner going to come in just to be sure here.
Defensive change. 35's now playing first base. Just defensive change.
As Rona looking a little lighter over there maybe now at first, as he steps back onto the diamond. Designated runner goes to second base. 2 out here in the inning, as that's going to bring up Pat Graham here with another RBI opportunity. Already has an RBI single in this one, back in the first inning. Good rise ball. Appeal down. Base umpire says no.
Pat Graham.
Drop ball, chopped, foul, evens the count 1-1. Change up, hit down to third, throw across in time. Dean Webster makes the play. So CMAC wins that battle this time as we are off to the top of the fourth. Maccabi Canada leading 3-1 over the Coburg Force. We'll be right back as you're watching the ISC World Tournament here on Softball Premier TV. Back to the top of the order here as Pat Shannon going to dig in for Maccabi Canada. Here in the fourth, as I would say the pace of play in this one, not as fast as we've seen in some games. Things are certainly methodical here from both teams. Shannon, big hack at that one, fouls it off out of play. Another foul ball there from Shannon. Is that one back out of the play? Straight back. Shannon just getting under that one as it's floated out to center. Handled there by Brownhill for the first out of the inning as Shannon's retired for the second time. It's going to bring up Thomas Maccabi. Single back in the third. He was retired on a fielder's choice at second base. Takes outside for ball one.
Right fielder, number 21, Thomas Maccabi.
Takes in the dirt, ball two. 2-0 now the count to the right fielder here for Maccabi Canada. That one in for a strike. That one outside. 3-1 now the count. As Scott being careful here. That one fouled away. Count now full, 3-2. Jared Martin, Brad Rona waiting in the wings here for the team in red. Takes that one inside. Makia with the walk to lead, or won a walk.
Designated player, 38, Jared Martin.
It's going to bring up Jared Martin, who is 1 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice, and his spot came in to score back in the third as he takes that one outside. Nice bunt put down. Nobody ready for that one. Martin going to beat that out. Nothing but speed down the baselines is Jared Martin. Little ambush bunt there as Makia goes to second. One-handed bunt as Martin just put that down. That's going to bring in Mike Krestel, the designated runner. That will bring up Brad Rona. He's had some hard hit balls so far this week. He digs in with 1 out and runners in scoring position, or a runner in scoring position.
Number 35, Brad Rona.
Takes that one outside. A nod of agreement there from Rona. It's just fun to watch Rona up there hitting. Real methodical. Base umpire says he went. So behind in the count here, 1-2 is Rona. Couldn't check the swing. Fouls that one off to stay alive as we saw a replay there. Looked pretty close. He did indeed go. So a good call by our base umpire, Gary Johnson out there. Eagle-eyed Gary Johnson. And Rona serves that one into the gap in right center. It's going to one-hop the fence. 1 run coming to score. Makia waving the other runner, Krestel home. And Brad Rona delivers with a big 2-run double to extend that Maccabi lead to 5-1. Just a real professional piece of hitting there from Rona as he reaches out and smacks it the other way. And an extended meeting on the mound there as Scott Perry comes out for a chat. So with 1 out, Rona at second base. That'll bring up Dean Webster, who's 1 for 2. With a single back in the first and an RBI double back in the third inning as Maccabi Canada pushes their lead here to 4 in the fourth. Webster takes strike 1. strike called. That one gets away from the catcher as Rona trots down to third. Webster spoils it. He fouls that one back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes to Webster, 1 gone here. Top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss for the second out. Down goes Webster for the first time today. That's going to bring up Steve Cowan. Cowan grounded out to the pitcher back in the first. Reached on an error back in the third. Takes that one low for ball 1.
Baseman, number 27, Steve Cowan.
Fouled back to the screen. Evens the count 1-1. Outside. Cowan fouls that one back to the screen to stay alive here. Evens the count 1-2. Sorry, 2-2. Stephen Goldsmith waiting on deck here. Should Cowan get aboard? Chopped foul. Cowan just battling to stay alive in this at bat. 6th run here for Maccabi, just 60 feet away in the form of Brad Rona. Rise ball fouled back to the screen. Solid at bat here from Cowan as he continues to battle Don Scott. Scott came in back in the 3rd to finish things off. Got Rob Cooper looking to strike out the first batter he saw there. Has now faced 5 Maccabi Canada batters. 6 if you include the one currently up as he holds. Good take. There's the drop ball in the dirt. Runs the count full to 3-2. Chopped foul down the left side. Cowan and Scott locked in a pretty good battle here. Rise ball fouled back to the screen. Cowan and Scott really testing each other here. Let's see who wins this battle. Count full. Outs 2. Runner at third for Maccabi Canada. Change up, and that's going to be flared out into left. Beautiful piece of hitting there by Steve Cowan for an RBI single. And now Paul
Shortstop,
Goldsmith
number
coming up.
9, Stephen Goldsmith.
Sorry, Stephen Goldsmith. I'm thinking Paul Goldschmidt. He's a Major League Baseball player. As we have a change here, as Derek Devison going to go run for Cowan.
27 out, 19 in.
Two gone. Into the bottom of the order here is Maccabi as the shortstop Goldsmith coming up. 3 runs across in this half inning so far. It's Goldsmith behind 0-1. Strike 2 taken. Outside. Scott trying to get Goldsmith to chase. Goldsmith doesn't oblige. Inside, evens the count, 2-2. Darren Strang waiting on deck. Runner at first. As Goldsmith fouls that one off the screen to the right of home plate. Another one fouled back. So Scott's in and around the zone here. Hasn't got Maccabi Canada to break their discipline and swing at bad pitches. So he's forced to come around to the plate, and you saw in the last at bat from Cowan. You see it here from Goldsmith. There's the swing and a miss, change up. So Scott gets out of the inning, gets a pair of strikeouts and a flyout, but 3 runs come across to score. Maccabi Canada leading after 3.5. The score 6-1. We're going to take a quick break and be right back here on Softball Premier TV. To the bottom of the 4th inning. A nice long rest for Colin McKenzie as he gets a couple extra warm-up pitches there to shortstop Goldsmith. As leading things off here is Jeff Pauli.
Batting first
Big grunt from
baseman,
CMAC. Pauli
22,
takes for
Jeff
ball
Pauli.
1. That one down for a ball. Shannon doesn't agree. Neither does CMAC, I bet. Another one down. 3-0 here. Pauli ahead in the count. There's strike 1. 3-1 now the count. Rise ball misses for ball 4. Pauli going to trot down with a leadoff base on balls.
Third baseman, number 11, Ryan Townsend.
That one taken down for a ball. There's a strike from McKenzie to the batter, Ryan Thompson, third baseman for the Force. Outside corner. Going to be skied out to Goldsmith at short. He's got a beat on it. Takes that one in for the first out. That's going to bring up Lenny Parsons, designated player. His second trip, he worked a walk back in his first, as we see
Designated
the
player,
last out there.
33, Lenny Parsons.
Nice play by Goldsmith to reel that one in. That one down, gonna hang up there, and a catch made in center field. Parsons down with the line out to center. 2 gone here for the Force. That'll bring up Steve Gillis,
19, Steve Gillis.
the right fielder here for the Force. It was a well-hit ball, but unfortunately just right on the screws at the center fielder, Rob Cooper. Low rise taken outside from CMAC, who's rolling here in the bottom of the 4th inning here. 2 Force batters retired already. 1 on. That one in the dirt. Nice pick by Patrick Shannon. Heine and Patrick, twin brothers, one a pitcher, one a catcher. I feel like if you have twins in a fastball family, that's how you got to do it. Other notable twins I can think of. Well, I mean, I can really only think of the Coons brothers, but I'm sure there's more out there. Just outside. 2-1 the count. Chopped back to the screen, foul. 2-2 now the count. Jeff Paulai, the runner out at first base for the Storm. Steve Gillis, the batter, here with 2 out. It's going to run the count full as that one misses down and away. If you're wondering who that voice is, that's Colin's wife cheering he and the rest of the Maccabi Canada players on. Foul tip back into the glove. That's a strikeout for Mackenzie as the lead runner reaches, but Mackenzie slams the door shut. We're off to the top of the 5th with Maccabi Canada leading this one by a score of 6-1. Darren Strang getting things started here from the 8th spot here for Maccabi Canada, as they take their 5-run lead into the 5th. You can see it on the line score if you were paying attention between innings there. Maccabi Canada with 11 hits. Fewer for the Coburg Force, as Colin McKenzie's done a good job of limiting this offense. Base runners scattered as the fans voice their disapproval. Strang gonna foul that one well out of play over top of the Project 2000 building here to our right. There's a strike inside corner on Strang. The count here to Darren Strang, leading things off for Maccabi Canada. That one chopped up the middle. Scott picks it clean. Good contact there from Strang, but a nice play by the pitcher erases him for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Rob Cooper. Coop with a sacrifice and a strikeout in this one. So he looks to turn the order over here to get back to the top for Pat Shannon. That one chopped to second. Slow roller over there just in time by about a half step gets the speedy Cooper for the second out. And that's going to bring up Pat Shannon. 1 for 3 in this one. He's got a fly out, a ground out, and a leadoff home run.
Pat Shannon.
Wonder how many times he's done that in his career. That one hit high, drifting back. That's going to fall. Tough plays. Shannon just going to trot into second. That's a 2-out double. Designated runner going to come in for Shannon, as that's going to bring up Thomas Maccabi.
Right field, 21, Thomas Maccabi.
Sorry, 2-out catcher rule for Shannon. They don't need the designated runner. They keep that intact. And now a big spot here with a runner in scoring position and 2 out as we are back to the top. That breeze is nice here, is that heat and humidity. I don't want to say oppressive, but it feels like it's heavy. You can feel the air's a little bit heavy. Maybe I'm just a big sissy. Looks like the wind coming from the west, blowing in an easterly fashion. That one taken high for ball 2. Scott falls behind the 2-hitter here for Maccabi Canada. Cooper out there at second base with 2 outs. There's ball 3. That one going to be flared high into right. The wind taking that one a little bit, but the catch is made. So Maccabi goes down with his second fly out to right field. We are off to the bottom of the 5th. The Coburg Force trailing the Maccabi Canada Legends by a score of 6-1 here from the ISC Legends Tournament. You're watching live on Softball Premier TV. So the Coburg Force start from the bottom here as Matt Swift going to dig in for his second appearance. 0 for 1 so far with a fly out to
Catcher,
right
7,
field.
Matt Swift.
Looks like we have a defensive replacement out in right. Just trying to see who it is. Could be Daryl Gavin out there. That one taken just off the plate for a ball. That one just missing down. Evens the count 2-2. Sorry, 2-1. Shows you what I know. That one going to be chipped up. Strang turns around, manages to find that one as he does the full 360 and makes the catch to retire Swift for the second time. That brings up Dave Brownhill, his third trip.
Number 90, Dave Brownhill.
0 for 2 in this one with a strikeout and a ground out. Rise ball misses outside. Leadoff hitter ahead here. 1-0. That's going to be chipped out to center, trailing away from the center fielder. That's going to be a hit for Brownhill as he turns to third. The throw coming in, knocked down by Webster, but a one-out triple for Dave Brownhill and a little life here for the Coburg Force. Nice piece of hitting there.
Number 10, Scott LeBlanc.
It's going to bring up Scott LeBlanc. Runner just 60 feet away here for LeBlanc with one out as he looks to cash a second run for the Force. Rise ball in for strike one. Rise ball, strike two, swung on and missed. That's one thing about C-Mac. He's a competitor. You get a triple off him, the next guy, he's going to be in tough. That one is just going to be chipped. Nice catch made. Runner's going to tag Strang. Spikes the throw into home. But a nice catch by Darren Strang as Brownhill comes in to score on the sac fly.
Shortstop, number 14.
Umpire
Jeff
rules that the
Lane.
runner did tag up. Just a good check in there by Pat Shannon to make sure the runner did go back and didn't just run from his spot where he froze to make sure that ball was caught before taking off. That's going to bring up Jeff Lane with two out here in the fifth. 6-2 now the score. That lead for Maccabi Canada now 4. And that one chopped to the first baseman, Rona. What as casual as you could possibly take that one. Spins to the bag and touches it for the third out of the inning. So the Force get one, but no more as Maccabi Canada continues to lead here 6-2 the score. We're off to the top of the sixth inning as it's getting late early here in Glencoe. Jared Martin set to get things underway for Maccabi Canada here. He had a sneaky little one-handed bunt single back in his last trip.
Batter is the designated player, 38, Jared Martin.
He's got a pair of singles and a fielder's choice. His spot has scored twice. I don't want to say he scored twice because the designated runner has come in for him each time he's reached. So he takes that one outside for ball 1, 1-1 the count. In there for strike 2. Martin chops that one to second. Going to be handled there. Over to Pauli at first. Nice play by Steve. Nope. Scott LeBlanc getting her done. 4-3 on the ground out for the first out. And that'll bring up Brad Rona
First
for the fourth
baseman,
time. Rona,
35,
couple of...
Brad
Nope.
Rowan.
1 for 3 in this one. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, but had that big 2-out RBI double back in the fourth. Takes that one in the dirt for ball 1, 1-1 the count. That one going to be through the middle for another hit for Rona as he looks locked in as he gets aboard here with 1 out in the first.
Third baseman, number 13, Dean Webster.
That brings up Dean Webster. Webster with a single and a double, RBI and a run scored in this one. Swing and a miss. Webster's talking to himself, stepping out of the box there. Tries to serve that one out into right, but it's foul off the screen. Chopped foul. Swing and a miss. Webster goes down on strikes. So with 2 outs, Steve Cowan coming up.
Steve Cowan.
He's reached twice, had an RBI single back in the fourth to score Rona for the 6th run here from Maccabi Canada. Fouled back. And Cowan behind 0-2. High's ball missing high and outside. Fouled. That one's going to drift. Nice play there made by the second baseman coming across. Scott LeBlanc going a long way to get that one to retire the side here for Maccabi Canada. So we're off to the bottom of the sixth. Just 6 outs remaining for the Coburg Force, as they trail Maccabi Canada by a score of 6-2. Stick around. Still lots of good fast pitch action coming up here from Glencoe as we wind down our time here. We'll be right back.
Left field, 26, Pat Graham.
First pitch in from CMAC, a ball. That one going to be chopped to the second baseman, handled there, thrown over. Gets Graham at first. Nice play there by the second baseman, Steve Cowan. For the first out of the inning, Graham retired.
First baseman, number 22, Jeff Paul I.
Jeff Pauli coming up here with one away. Took a walk back in the fourth, 0 for 1 in 2 plate appearances. That one's going to be chipped short, converging. Somebody catches it as the shortstop and the second baseman for Maccabi both go out. I believe it was Cowan, the second baseman, getting to that one, as he's a little bit taller than Goldsmith. Quick 2 out here as the Force not able to muster anything thus far in their half of the sixth. Swing, that one fouled back by Ryan Thompson. Thompson 0 for 2 in this one. He's got a couple of fly outs, one to the right fielder and one to the shortstop. Taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Off-speed pitch just high on the outside corner. Very methodical approach out there by CMAC on the mound. Takes his time. 3-2 the count here. That one going to be rolled to Rona, who touches first base. Coburg go down with a whimper in the 6th. We are off to the top of the 7th here with Maccabi Canada leading the Coburg Force by a score of 6-2. Don't go anywhere. 7th inning coming up next here on Softball Premier TV. Stephen Goldsmith
Batter, shortstop,
getting things underway here. As that one is served into right. Goldsmith getting things going with a base hit for the Legends, Maccabi Legends here in the top of the 7th.
left fielder, number 22, Darren Strang.
That's going to bring up Darren Strang. As Maccabi looking to add some insurance runs here. They lead by 4. But of course, that 4, while it's a comfortable lead, still is in what I like to call slam range. Worst case, Ontario. You get 4 runners on in the bottom of the 7th. Sorry, 3 runners on. Grand Slam could win it. So you want to be outside of that slam range. And with 1 on and nobody out, Strang probably looking to sacrifice here as he squares early. Pulls the bat back, takes that one for a strike. He's down. Sorry, looks like the count's even, 1-1. Strang. Sorry, 0-2 the count. Strang walks away just to gather his thoughts. He shoots that thing the other way for a base hit. Hey, what's better than a sack bunt? How about a single to advance the runner to third? So Strang knew exactly what he was doing. Hey, don't get the bunt down. I'm going to go up hacking. Goldsmith to third. Stranger at first. Runners at the corners here, nobody out. Designated runner to first for Strang. I don't know why, man. He's so fast. But you want to put yourself in the best position to score runs here. And so Cooper, now the number 9 hitter, looking to score him. Is that one hit? Play going to be made by Lane. Not in time as he gets the out at second. The run scores as Goldsmith's in. Strang spot erased. 6 unassisted. Cooper on with a fielder's choice. And that'll be Pat Shannon coming to the dish with a runner on.
Batting catcher, 43, Pat Shannon.
Shannon's last at bat, he hit a ball about as high as you can hit it to a deep part of the park without hitting it out. 2 for 4 in this one with a home run and a double. Is a little check swing, accidental contact. That is going to be a double play as a quick conclusion to this inning. But Maccabi Canada add one more. And we head out for the bottom of the 7th inning. A 5-run lead for the Maccabi Force, or for the Maccabi Canada Legends, as the Coburg Force come to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Last chance in this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the conclusion of this ball game on Softball Premier TV. Winning time here at the ballpark in Glencoe, as the Coburg Force need 5 to extend, 6 to win this one, as we are going to see the 7, 8, and 9 spots come up. That one just going to be over the shortstop. So they start things off right as Lenny Parsons, the DP, gets on. Designated runner going to first as Scott Perry coming out. That's going to bring up number 13, Ted Kozisa. Came in defensively in the last half inning. C-Mac in with strike 1 to Kozisha, who stands in for the first time. Scott Perry, the designated runner down there at first, as nobody out here and one on for the Force. That one misses high. The Force need a handful here. They need 5 to extend this one to extras. 3 outs needed by Maccabi Canada. That one, nice hop. Goldsmith gets the out at second, not in time for the double play, but the designated runner is erased. That's going to bring up Troy Barfoot in for the catcher Matt Swift as a pinch hitter here. Rise ball, a little extra mustard on that one, gets away from C-Mac high. 0-1 to the pinch hitter Barfoot. Better one there as that catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count to Barfoot. One away for the Force. Tries to check his swing. Appeal. Artie says no before the appeal even formally asked. Let's take a look. Ooh, pretty close. What do you think, Jaime? One more time. Whew. Pretty close. I think the new rules in the MLB is if the bat is at the same angle as the baseline, then he goes. If that's the standard, Barfoot didn't swing. 2-1 the count. Shot of Pat Shannon. That one missing outside. Runs the count to 3-1. Good hitters count here. Barfoot digs in with one on. That low rise in for a strike from C-Mac. 3-2 now the count. Chopped foul as Barfoot stays alive. Outside corner freezes Barfoot. C-Mac gets out number 2 himself. And we are off to the top of the Force order here. Just one out remaining. Runner on first, Brownhill now, the batter. 1 for 3. He had a triple and a run scored the second run for Coburg. As that one poured in for strike 1. That one going to be flared out to right. Tracking it is Strang, well into foul territory. Can't make that run as the wind, I think, pushing that one a little bit further foul away. Good hustle there from Stranger. So 0-2 the count to the leadoff hitter, Brownhill, center fielder. Good spot in the order, but already 2 gone in the inning for the Force. Misses outside. Can't get Barfoot to chase. 0-2. Good pitch there from C-Mac. Could set up any number of pitches here from the big righty from the Okanagan in British Columbia. And that one going to be served out towards Strang. He's got a beat on it. Takes it for out number 3. The Coburg Force are done in the Legends bracket as that's their second loss. Maccabi Canada live to fight another day. The big 7-2 win for the team in red as handshakes now across the diamond. Hard-fought battle. 7 hits on 16 runs for Maccabi Canada. For the Force, 2 runs on 6 hits, a couple of errors made out there. That's going to do it for me here in Glencoe. 28 games across the space of 7 days, starting last Saturday. Just want to say thank you for everyone who tuned in. Jaime's still got one more here out at the park, but I'm going to abandon him early. I'm going to go try and catch a game over at Bear Creek. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Glencoe Park here at the ISC World Tournament. We've had some great action here, some memorable plays, and a lot of fun I think everybody has had, especially these Legends players, as these guys are truly out here for the love of the game. So Maccabi Canada, I think, has to play the next one as they take on All Seasons, who lost their first game to the High Road Excavating North Stars. The A final going to take place tonight over at the field in Bear Creek. Thank you so much for tuning in for this one. Again, I'm Adam Donnelly from a man Jaime over here, who has done just an absolutely stellar job throughout the week. We appreciate it, and be sure to tune in for the next one. So long.